Hey everybody, this is Dr. Megan Bryanton-Jones. If you're here because you already know me, then you're probably already familiar with my work in the area of biomechanics of strength and conditioning and helping individuals understand how muscle weakness, fatigue, and neurodegenerative decline impacts their movement strategies. But if you don't already know me, thanks so much for joining, and you can expect a wide variety of topics in the series. With each episode, I'll be reviewing new and exciting research in the areas of human movement performance, injury prevention, and rehabilitation. You can expect every episode to be more than just a condensed summary of a particular research study, but also I will help you translate the research findings into your practice. So if you like today's episode and don't want to miss out on upcoming weekly content, make sure to subscribe and follow. In honor of it being Jump for July Plantica Technologies, I wanted to start off with the series with the first episode looking at a research study that took a little bit of a different spin on how we can use jumps to improve our run performance. Entitled Jump Rope Training, Improved 3-Kilometer Time Trial Performance in Endurance Runners via Enhanced Lower Limb Reactivity and Foot Arch Stiffness. The title alludes to the researchers wanting to see if including jump rope training can improve running economy, which would be reflected in a faster 3-kilometer run time. Their hypothesis stems from surrounding research in the area that supports the benefit of plyometric training exercises such as jumps and bounds for improving running economy. So meaning you're more efficient and you don't have to exert as much effort or energy with each stride you take. The proposed training stimulus is suggested to be a result of your ankle and foot's tendinous tissues becoming stiffer in response to the repetitive landing forces that you impose on them. So this will in turn improve your body's natural elastic spring properties. Secondly, practice effects can help you better capitalize on your body's natural spring in your stride through neuromuscular means, like your muscles being able to coordinate together better, they're firing quicker, and they're able to create a lot of force more quickly and at the right times, which is referred to as reactive strength. Now, the researchers in this current study wanted to take things a step further. They wanted to use jump rope exercises, lower intensity and more prolonged consecutive hopping training stimulus that may be actually more reflective of the demands placed on the body during actual long distance running. For a little bit more background on how plyometric training might be able to help you run faster, longer, I like to use different metaphors. The first one is if you're able to put a bigger gas tank in your vehicle so that you could drive a longer distance before you run out of gas. The second metaphor would be tuning your engine so that it was more fuel efficient. So jump rope training probably wouldn't be high enough in intensity as traditional plyometric training would be to increase the size of your gas tank, but it might be better at helping you use what you have more efficiently, especially if there is a motor skill component to improving running economy in this way. Kind of like owning a Ferrari, but not knowing how to drive it. So this research study involved 96 participants that were male and female recreationally trained runners who were able to run 10K in less than 50 minutes. 51 of these participants were randomly assigned to the jump rope training experimental group and the rest to a control group. So this meant both groups were asked to follow a 10-week run program that included a warm-up prior to the runs, but the experimental group's warm-up included 5 minutes of jump rope drills. Before and after starting the program, all participants completed a 3-kilometer timed run trial on an outdoor track. They also measured everyone's arch stiffness for their natural spring potential, which is calculated by dividing 40% of their body mass by the difference in their foot arch height in a seated and standing position. So our arches naturally will collapse a little bit when we do stand up because of the weight of gravity pulling us down. Pre and post testing also included a battery of jump tests to measure reactive strength, which included squat jumps, counter movement jumps, and drop jumps off a 30-centimeter box. Reactive strength indexes were calculated by dividing the jump flight time, so that's an indirect way of measuring jump height. So if you jump higher, the time between your feet leaving the ground and coming back down would be longer, by the ground contact time in a motion analysis laboratory. So what did they find? Although both groups did see significant improvements in all metrics, the experimental group that included the jump rope training saw significantly larger improvements in the 3-kilometer run times, arch stiffness, and reactive strength jump tests. What does this tell us? Well, run training in general does cause adaptations in reactive strength and lower extremity stiffness for improved running economy, but adding in even just 5 minutes of jump rope drills can elicit even greater adaptations in the same period of time. So it's like turning up the training stimulus dial by adding in jump rope drills without even having to overexhaust the body by running extra. These findings are pretty compelling to say that adding 5 minutes of jump rope training in a pre-run warm-up might be a valuable training tool in a distant runner's toolbox to improve their run times if they lack brain capabilities. On the other hand, if you're a runner who has a very natural springy capability and lack more so of push power, jump rope training might not be as beneficial for you compared to traditional higher intensity plyometric jump training. So if you're not injured or don't have a recent history of lower extremity injury, here's actually a simple way to look at how much spring you have in your stride at home. Place your camera on the ground and perform 5 or more maximal height cyclic jumps at the ankle with a soft knee and hands on your hips. Between each hop, really focus on minimizing your ground contact time. Now, compare the first jump height to the consecutive jumps. Which one was the highest? If it was the first jump that was the highest, you're a pusher and you could probably benefit from jump rope training. In this image, you can actually see the opposite in how with every added jump I did and the added downward momentum from falling from a higher distance, I was able to use my foot and ankle spring more and more. Give it a try and let us know how you did.